Okay, so you'll be seated here. We are starting off on the floor today. No, we're starting off on the floor. Sorry, just got up. So make your way all the way down onto your back. Make sure you've got your strap somewhere handy because you'll need that shortly. Rolling back down onto the floor, feet up if you want to start with. If you have got your feet up, mat width apart, knees resting together so there's no effort involved in keeping your knees up. Spread your arms wide, palms of the hands facing up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders down. So as soon as you lie down, see if you can find a sense of release along the back of the body. I'm sure we're all spending quite a lot of time sort of sitting at desks, hunched over. So this is your hour to reset your body. Get the energy moving again, but in a nice, calm fashion this morning. So as you lay here, just feeling the breath start to lengthen, filling the lungs a little bit more fully, and then exhaling nice and slowly, emptying the lungs and relaxing the body as you exhale. So we'll take a few more deep breaths like that. Inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs, exhaling, softening the body, relaxing a bit further down onto the mat. So just almost saying hello to your body. We ignore it so much of the time. Through your yoga practice, you can learn to reconnect with the body, reconnect with the breath. Give yourself that sense of wholeness again. Good. So if you've closed your eyes, just gently opening them again. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Bring one knee up, then the other knee up. Hugging the hands around the shins. You can give yourself a little rock from side to side, just starting to move through the lower back. And then just resting the hands lightly on both knees, making small circles with the knees so that you can feel a massage coming through the lower back and starting to create some movement in the hips as well. Change directions. Good. And then keeping the right knee hugged in, stretch the left leg out now. So the extended leg, you've got the toes drawn towards you. Really squeezing the right knee towards the underarm. So you might feel this in the hip socket or in the hip flexor. I know Sam said last week you had tight hips. And then starting to make circles with that knee. So you're making circles with the knee over the hip. So you can either let go of the hand completely or you can just rest the hand on the thigh, whichever feels good for you. Oiling the hip joints with movement. And trying to connect breath with movement. So inhaling for half the circle. Exhaling. And then change direction. Same thing with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Almost like a nice gentle wind blowing the leg around. One more circle this way. And then bring the knee back to center. And then we're going to catch hold of our strap or dressing gown and lasso the ball of the foot. So two options here. You can either keep that left leg extended, or if that feels like it's pinching in the lower back at all, bring that knee up bent. Doesn't matter which way, but don't allow any pinching in the back. I'm going to keep mine straight. And then gently extending that foot towards the ceiling. So it doesn't matter if the knee's a bit bent. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed down onto the floor. Just find a length on your strap where you can relax the arms. And then also relaxing that right hip down into the mat, relaxing the shoulders. So all that's working is the leg. So extending the leg towards the ceiling. Keep that breath nice and slow and steady. As you exhale, relaxing the right hip down, drawing the leg towards you. Deep breath in, deep breath out, relax the shoulders. Almost feel like you're plugging that leg more into the socket. So the more you'll feel, the more you plug the leg in, the leg into the socket, the more you'll get space in the stretch. Good. Might be a bit of a shock to the old hamstrings if you haven't done yoga for a while. Doesn't matter if your leg's here, doesn't matter if your leg's here, as long as you can feel a stretch in the back of the hamstring. And then we're going to take both straps into the left hand, stretch the right hand out along the mat, and then we're going to send that leg across the body. So you'll feel a stretch in the outer buttock, outer thigh. So you're keeping both sides of the back and the hips in contact with the floor. You're just taking the leg as far across as it will go, either straight or slightly bent if it needs to be. Take a deep breath in here, deep breath out. So you're relaxing the right shoulder towards the mat still, just drawing the leg across the body. Good. Up towards the center again, and then change hands. So the straps in the right leg. This is good doing it at home on your own because you've got room, apart from maybe Sam and Elizabeth. And then allow that leg to come out towards the right. So again, if it only goes there, you can rest your elbow down, just as far as the leg will go towards the floor. If you're feeling like you're resisting the movement, come back to the breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale to release into the stretch. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, soften. 1 more breath. And then inhale back to center. Bend the knee carefully, release the strap, keep it ready for the next side, and change legs. So hugging the left knee in now. Right leg extend along the mat, toes towards you. Really squeeze the thigh in towards the chest. Good. So same as the other side, release that leg off again, slow circles. Hip bone stirring, thigh bone rotating in the hip socket. Just warming it up. You can keep that hand resting on the thigh or on the knee if you feel like you're more comfortable controlling it with the hand. Rest of the body stays relaxed. Coming back to the breath again, inhaling and exhaling. And then change direction. Two more circles. And come back to center. Catch your strap again over the ball of the foot. And don't forget, if you want to, you can bend the bottom knee up so you're not taking any of the stretch into the back, particularly if your hamstrings are really stiff. What happens is that stretch isn't in the hamstrings, it ends up being in the lower back. So do that if you need to. And then pressing the heel towards the ceiling, even if your knee's bent, see if you can draw the toes towards you. Heel presses away. Check that you haven't brought the shoulders up, roll them back down onto the mat, and then relax through the left hip so the pelvis is still evenly released onto the mat. So you're walking your hands up the strap to a position where you can relax the arms, relax the shoulders, and still be drawing the leg into that stretch. And then come back to the breath. Finding space in the exhalation, maybe to straighten the leg a bit more, maybe to draw the leg towards you. See how the body responds this morning. Keep the back of the body relaxed. So no judgment about what you're doing. Just go with where the body takes you. You're not allowed to get cross with yourself. One side might feel much stiffer than the other. Good. And then when you're ready, taking both the straps into the right hand, sending the left arm out to the side to counterbalance you, taking the leg across the body. So feeling stretch for the outside of the left leg. So try and keep both shoulders, both hips Relaxing down onto the mat. Keep the leg extended. So even if it's slightly bent, still pressing away with the heel. Deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. One more deep breath here. And then coming back to the center, changing hands, send the right arm out, and then relax the left leg down towards the floor. So relax the elbow down on the floor, if that helps. So feeling nice and wide across the front of the chest, nice and wide between the hips. 2 more deep breaths here. And then bring the leg back up to center, folding it back in, putting the strap down somewhere. You don't need it anymore for now. Hugging both knees in. Do a little sway through the lower back if you need to. And then we're going to do our rocking backwards and forwards, which we haven't done for a while. So massaging through the spine. So you're catching hold behind the thighs and starting to rock yourself backwards and forwards, rounding through the spine, coming up onto the shoulders, and then balancing on the tips of the, I can't think of the word now, sitting bones, that's it. And then on your last one, coming all the way up to sitting. So look, I promised you a slow start. I'm going to take this off. So hopefully feeling a little bit more space through the hips and the hamstrings. And then we're going to roll onto all fours. They're coming into, face this way, so Laurie's not looking at my bottom. Hands under the shoulders. I will take just a few normal cat-cows to start mobilizing the spine. So starting with a neutral spine and then inhaling, drawing the chest forwards. Exhaling, rounding the spine as much as you can. Feel like you're stretching between the shoulder blades. Inhale. Open the chest, fill the air, lungs with air. Exhale. Rounding. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Tailbone under. Rounding through the spine, then coming back to neutral. Okay, so from here, we're going to step the right leg forward into a low lunge. So just check your shin bones vertical, and then releasing the pelvis down towards the floor. So we're stretching the front of the left hip flexor. And then from there, just to get a bit of rotation, plant the left hand, open the right arm, twisting towards the side. So feel that your tummy is drawing in, your waist rotating, and then we're going to bring in some circles with the arms as well. So drawing the arm up and round, inhaling as you come up, exhaling, sweeping down. So just rotating the arm in the shoulder joint. You can follow the hand with the eyes if your neck feels like it can do that. One more circle. And then bring the hands either side of the foot, rocking the weight back and lifting up the toes of the front leg. So you're going to have to draw your, this hip's going to want to lift up. So draw that hip down so the pelvis is parallel. Fingertips on the floor. I know it's difficult if your hamstrings are stiff, but see if you can lift the chest. Try not to round too much through the back. So we're going to take a bit of a dynamic movement backwards and forwards from here. So we're going to rock forwards and then rock back again. Lift the heel. Let's do that a few times. So just bring some movement and then rock back. 2 more. Rocking forwards. And then coming back, lifting the toes. 1 more. Rock forward, and then rock back again. Drawing the toes towards you, 1 more stretch, good. And then just drawing that foot back so you're back on all fours. Changing sides, step the left foot back, coming into a low lunge. So vertical front shin, relaxing down through the hips, hips heavy, drawing the pelvis towards the mat, stretching through the right hip flexor. So in this pose, you can either have your toes tucked under or your toes flat. I find that it's more comfortable on my knee to have it flat, but it's entirely up to you. So breathing slow and steady, allowing your body to get used to what you're asking it to do. Good. And then slowly sending the weight back, squaring off the hips again, lifting the toes towards you. Front knee might be bent, as long as you can feel a stretch at the top of the hamstring there. Relaxing the right hip, left hip down. Trying to draw the chest forward if you can. Keep breathing. One more breath here. And then we'll go into that rocking motion again. So coming forward, relaxing, stretching through the right hip flexor, and then rocking back. Bring the stretch into the left leg again. So a few more times like that in your own time, rocking forwards and drawing back. So you can do it with the breath. One breath to rock forwards, one inhalation to rock forwards, exhalation to rock back. Two more times. Inhale. Feel the chest. Exhale. Hinge forward. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Staying in that forward lunge. Change sides. Planting the right hand on the floor. And rotating towards the other side. Lifting the left hand up. Staying in the lunge. Good. And then bringing those shoulder rotations in. So really stretch the arm as long as it can. Inhale as you come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that rotation through the torso. Hands. You can follow the hand with your eyes if the neck feels like it can do that. Then feel like the breath is moving the body. One more circle. Good. Hands by the side of the foot. Bring the knee back. And then we're going to send the bottom onto the heels, down into child's pose. Forehead resting on the mat. So palms of the hands pressing into the mat, fingertips facing, middle fingers facing forward, just so we get our hand positioning right for when we come into downward facing dog. And you're active through the arms so that you feel a stretch through the shoulders. And then try and soften through the pelvis so the bottom's coming towards the heels, even if it's not on the heels. Good. And from there, we're going to come up on 4-4s and come into our little knees, chest, chin sequence. So your hands might need to come a little bit further forward than all fours. And then from there, we're going to drop the chest down between the hands. We're going to inhale, lift the chest through into a small cobra, and then exhale, push back all the way to child's pose. It might be a slightly short, funny child's pose because your hands are probably too far forward. So we're going to take that a few more times with the breath. So you're creating a ripple effect through the spine and using your triceps. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, bend the elbows in. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose, leave your hands where they are. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, chest comes down, keep the belly drawn in. Inhale, cobra, so that you're opening the shoulders. Exhale, child's pose again. Two more. Inhale. Sure, Sarah Haig's loving this. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. One more. You feel this in your triceps tomorrow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. This time you can bring your hands towards you, really sinking down into that child's pose. Inhaling, exhaling. And then coming up onto all fours. Just sitting back onto the heels for a moment, because we, especially for those who haven't done yoga for a while, we'll just do a bit of work on for the wrists. So just bring the hands together in front of you and then turning them away so the backs of the hands are together and making a circle. So just really starting to bring some movement into the wrists. I got a really stiff wrist yesterday just from being on my computer too much. And change directions. Good. Come back to prayer. And then we're just going to press the hands on the floor so that the wrists are facing forward. So you might have to have your hands really close to your knees, or you might be able to walk them a bit further away, whatever works for your wrist. So you feel a stretch through the forearms here. And breathe into it. Good. And then the really strange one, be very gentle. So you're going to put the back of your hand down, fingers towards you, so you're stretching the back of the wrists. So obviously don't press down on them if they're really tight. Just only put as much weight into the hands as needs to take to give you a little bit of a stretch. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. Release that off. And then we're going to come into downward facing dog. So mummy, middle finger facing forward. Palms stretched wide, the base of every finger pressing down into the mat. So the more you press down with your hands, the more you lift the weight out of your wrists. We're going to tuck the toes under, send the hips back. So you descend the chest towards the mat before you try to straighten the legs a little bit. And then we're going to press one heel down and then the other. So first of all, do this with the hips staying parallel. So it's just the legs moving, the hips staying parallel, pedaling one heel down and then the other. And then you can do it where you're actually twisting the hips a bit. So as your right heel comes down, you're stretching the right side of the body. As the left heel comes down, you're stretching the left side of the body. So you're swinging your hips from one side to the other, as well as pressing one heel down and then the other. So you get a nice lengthening through the side of the body. Good. And then come back to both legs in the same position, whether that's bent or straight, doesn't matter. So you're relaxing the chest down towards the mat, relaxing the neck, still a little bit of a drawing in the belly. Good. So from there, we're going to step the right leg forward between the hands into a high lunge. Laurie's groaning. We're going to plant the left hand, open the right hand up to the side. So just what we were doing before, but in a high lunge. So in this high lunge, don't have all your weight on your hand. So if you can press the foot into the mat, so you can actually lift your fingertips off. So fingertips literally just hovering above the mat. Good. Hand back down to the floor. And then we're going to step the back foot into a forward fold. So soften the knees, relax the body forward, hold on to the elbows if that's good for you. Bit of a sway from side to side. Good. Hands either side of the foot, step the right foot back. So you're coming into high lunge the other side. So check your front shins vertical. The back legs stretched, extended, thigh lifting towards the ceiling. Plant the left hand, lightly plant the left hand. Keep pressing through, plant the right hand, keep pressing through the left foot. Turn towards the other side. So again, both feet pressing into the floor. So if you can hover that right hand above the back, draw the belly in to keep you into the twist. And then just resting that hand lightly down onto the mat. Keep the twist going. So you are using that hand on the mat to encourage the twist, but not to hold you up completely. Good. Hand by the side of the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. So from here, we're going to come into three-legged dog. So lifting the right leg up into the air. And then on an exhale, we're going to come into plank and draw the leg towards the chest, towards the chin almost. Inhaling, stretch the leg back. Exhaling, drawing it through again. Inhaling, stretching back. And then this time as you exhale, coming into plank, but drawing that knee towards the outer elbow. Right arm. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, bring that knee to the outer edge of the left arm. So you have to twist across. It might not come all the way to the arm, you're just aiming that way. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, step all the way through this time. Good. Press through the feet. Lift up. Hands on the hips to start with, just while you get your balance. So you're coming into high lunge. So one foot slightly to the right of the midline of the mat, one foot to the left to keep your balance. Hands on the hips. So you're coming down only as low as you can come down without losing control of the lower back, without losing that lifted top thigh. Good. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, twist towards the right. Stretch the arms. So rotating through the waist. I've eaten too much, so we're going to do lots of twisting. Inhale. Exhale, twist the other way. Don't move the foundation of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, twist the other way. Last time. One fingers really stretching. One forward, one back. Inhale up. Exhale. Hands either side of the feet. Step back. Downward facing dog. So just take a breath there to steady yourself. So bending the knees, sending the hips high, and then straightening the knees towards coming towards straight. Make sure your hands are really pressing into the mat still, so almost feel like you're trying to drag the mat longer. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg up. Straight and strong, hips parallel. Exhale, draw the knee in, come into plank. So you're really using the tummy muscles to lift the knee as close as possible as you can to the head. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, draw in again, same thing. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, knee to the outer edge of the left elbow. As close as it will go anyway. Inhale, reach up again. Try not to rush the stretching out. Exhale, twist so it's knees coming to right elbow. Can't do my left to right today. Inhale, reach up one more time. Exhale, stepping all the way through. High lunge. So come up, oops, hands onto your hips to start with. Foot either side of the center line. So staying lifted through the front of the body, length between the pelvis and the shoulders. Good. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. So the hips aren't moving, it's just from the waist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, open again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands either side of the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. This time you are going to come to plank. Inhale to plank. So draw the belly in, lift the ribs away from the floor a little bit. Heels pressing back, crown of the head stretching forwards. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. So just as we were doing in the warm-up. Inhale, cobra. Small cobra, use the back muscles to lift you up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhaling here. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it between the hands. Turn the other way, ground the left heel across the mat and make your way up into warrior. So shoulders relax down. Shoulder blades drawing together behind you. And we were discussing this last week. Your hips, your knee should be tracking your toes. Your back foot inner edges and outer edges of the foot in contact with the floor, and your hips are towards the front, but not completely at the front. They're probably kind of at that angle. So don't try and skew them round, because you see if you skew your hips around, your knee's going to come in. Good. So from there, we're going to do the little sequence we did the other day. So we're going to inhale, reverse warrior. Take a breath there. And then we're going to come back up to normal warrior. And then straightening the knee, I'm going to come down into triangle pose, nice and slowly. Good. Coming back up, bend the front knee again, coming into warrior. Reverse warrior, stretching through the side of the body. Coming back up, normal warrior. Gently straightening the front knee with resistance, triangle pose. Once more, coming up, bend the knee, warrior. Shoulders relaxed, reverse warrior. Coming back up to normal warrior, straightening the leg gently, triangle pose. Coming back up, back to normal warrior, and then circling towards the front of the mat, lift the back heel up, feet up, hands out the side of the foot, step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath there. So lifting the left leg up this time, stepping the left leg between the hands, grounding the right foot across, coming up into warrior on the other side. So just take some time to settle into the pose. So try and feel like all four of your limbs are extending to the same degree. So the torso is at the center of the pose, and then all four limbs extending out. Nice. Good. So same as the other side, coming into reverse warrior, stretching through the side of the body, back up to warrior, arms stretching wide, gently straightening the front knee with resistance, so nice and slow, coming down to triangle, the hand comes to the rest, it might be on the thigh, might be on the calf, might be on the floor. Coming back up, bend the knee, warrior. Try and stay into that nice deep lunge, challenging the muscles of the thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up to warrior. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, back up to warrior. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay there for a breath. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Straighten the front knee. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the front knee. Circle to the front of the mat. Hands either side of the foot. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath there. Then on your next inhalation, come forward to plank again. And then staying there, pressing through the hands, fingers wide, draw the belly in. Check your hips haven't gone really high, not too low either though, because then you've got a sag in your back. Dropping knees, chest, chin on an exhalation, elbows touching. Inhale, cobra. So when you're doing your cobra, keep your thighs working, keep the belly lifting, and then tuck the toes under, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. So from there, we're going to hop the feet forward, or step one foot and then the other, if you prefer. So if you're going to hop, you bend your knees on an inhalation. Exhale, hop forward, fold forwards into a forward fold. So knees might still be bent. Soften the chest onto the thighs. Staying there for a couple of breaths. So lengthen. So the crown of the head is heavy. Inhaling, exhaling. And then when you're ready, you're going to uncurl from here. So stacking the vertebrae from the base of the spine, rounding all the way up, head and the shoulders last. Coming into mountain pose. Feet under the hips, shoulders relaxed down, crown of the head lifting. So tucking the chin in slightly so the back of the neck's long, shoulders relaxed down. Bringing the hands to prayer. Inhaling, exhaling there. Good, so one more sequence. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive all the way down, knees can still be bent. Inhale, we're going to come up with a flat back and just pause there. So hands to shins or to thighs. So you're opening the chest, sending the sitting bones away, and then the crown of the head is stretching forward. So you've got a nice long line through the spine. Folding forwards again. Stepping the right foot back. Grounding the right heel, coming up into warrior two again. Good, sinking down nice and low. Inhaling, exhaling. And then we're going to do Garudasana arms here. So we're going to cross the right arm over the left. Keep crossing till we come into Garudasana arms. So you're going to try and lift the elbows, but relax the shoulders down, and feel like your elbows are coming forward away from you. So you get a stretch between the top of the shoulders. Keep staying in your lunge. Inhale, exhale. Good, releasing that. Sending the arms wide. Coming all the way to the front of the mat. Hands either side of the foot. So from here, we're going to bring the back leg in so that it's a bit narrower than your normal stance. And then we're going to stretch the front leg towards straight. So we're stretching the hamstring of the left leg. Don't put your hands on your knees, Laurie. That's it. Either put your hands on your thighs or on your shin, but not on your knee. So you can have your hands on your shin. And you're trying to, just as we were doing when we were doing this one knee on the floor, you're trying to draw the left hip back and hinge forward so you can feel a stretch to the top of the left leg. Inhale, exhale. Not a comfortable position. Good. So keeping the feet there, coming to stand up. So we're kind of in a warrior two position. So the back feet are about 45 degrees. Front foot's forward. So we're going to come into reverse triangle, which we did the other week. So we're going to reach the right arm across the body. Left hand comes onto the small of the back. And then we're going to reach forward over that left leg that we've just stretched. And we're going to rest the hand on the shin, probably, or on the floor, but I'd go for the shin. So keep pressing through the floor with that left foot so you're not putting too much strain through the knee. And you're going to rotate the chest towards the left, and then you might be able to lift the arm up, but you might not. Come back center, hands either side the feet, that's a tough one. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath there. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, thighs strong, belly lifted. Shoulders rolling back, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale there. Exhale, hop the feet forwards. Folding forwards, exhale. Inhale, lifting all the way up, standing this time. Looking up, lifting up. And hands back to prayer. Good, same the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg goes back. Ground the left heel. Circle up into warrior on the other side. Good, so nice deep bend this time if you can. All four limbs extending. And then crossing left arm over right this time. Coming into Garudasana. So lift the shoulders, lift the elbows, sorry, keep the shoulders relaxed down. Feel like you're pressing the elbows forward towards me. Stay in that deep lunge, just a couple of breaths here. Feel that lovely stretch between the shoulder blades. Releasing the arms off, Stretching them wide, turning to the front of your mat, hands either side of the foot, and step the back foot in a good pace. So you need your feet either side of your midline, the back toes at about 45 degrees, and then see if you can bring the front leg towards straight. Doesn't matter if it's still bent, as long as you can feel a stretch in the hamstring. So you can have the hands on the floor or resting on the shin. If they're resting on the shin, you need to really push through the foot. Don't rest on that. Don't rest on the knee. That's banned. And then standing up, lifting the arms up, right hand on the floor of the back, left hand coming across forwards. So really pressing down through the feet, stretching forward the left hand, hand coming to shin, and then rotating towards the right. If you can rotate the chest enough to lift the arm, then do. Otherwise, keep the hand on the small of the back. Oh, I'm falling over. Good. Come down, hands either side of the foot, step back. Phew. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or come down in a straight line, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale there. Exhale, jump the feet forward between the hands. Forward, forward, last one. Inhale, stretch up, look up, reach up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Oh, well done. Good. I think I might have to open the windows, Laurie. Good. So we're coming standing. Going to finish with a couple of balances. So the first one, we're going to transfer the weight to the left foot and then lift the right knee up towards us, hug it in, just as we were doing on the floor. So we're doing the same thing, but just standing up. So from here, we're going to take it into a twist. So release the knee away a little bit. Put your left hand across the outside edge of the right knee, and then you're twisting towards the right. So you might want to have your hand on your hip to start with, or you might be able to extend your right arm out towards the back. So it's just as if you were lying on the floor and doing a twist. And then if you're feeling really brave, you can turn the head and look out along the right arm. That's going to make you fall over, see? Keep pulling in through the center of the body. Come back to center. Relax the leg down, well done. Take the other side. So transfer the weight into the right foot. Lift the left foot up. Give the knee a good hug in to start with. Pulling up through the center of the body. And then crossing right arm over left knee. Other arm on the small of your back to start with. And really rotate from the waist. Relax the shoulders, Laurie. That's it. Good. Stretch the right arm out. Is that the right arm? No, left arm out behind you. So you're going to twist through the torso. And then final step is to look out over that back arm. Come back center. Relax the leg down. Good. Give your hips a little bit of a shake. Good. So as we've been warming up our hamstrings, we're going to have a go at an extended leg in that balance. Optional. You can take it as far as you want to. I'll show you sideways on actually. So weight into the left foot. I'll show you this way, it's easier. Draw the right leg in again, same as before. And then we're going to catch hold of the toes. So you're going to take these two fingers, hook them between your big toe and the next toe. So everyone can do that. So your leg's drawn in and your hook there. Get a really good hold of your toe. And then you're starting to extend that leg forward. So you might only get to here. So try and keep the hips parallel. Good. Or you might be able to start extending the leg towards straight. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Try and keep the hips parallel. Don't beat yourself up if it's not straightening. This is fine. This is good. Wherever you take it is good. And then if you want to, actually everyone have a go. Drawing that leg out to the side. The other arm can be a counterbalance. Good. Excellent. I can see lots of really good balancing. Come back to the middle. bend the knee more if you need to, and then bring it back in. Excellent, well done. Try and breathe, Laurie. Try and breathe when you're doing it, good. Ease off through the hips, well done. Good, so let's try that on the other side. So nice grounded foot, lift the knee up, hug the knee in again. Keep breathing. So feel that the crown of the head is lifting towards the ceiling, foot pressing into the mat. These two fingers between the big toe and the next toe, and then pressing the foot forwards. Trying to keep the hips square, shoulders relaxed. Bring the leg. Oh no, someone's leaving. That's Liz. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep the tummy drawn in, center of the body strong, and then when you're ready, a little open towards the side. Doesn't matter if your knees here or here. Inhaling, exhaling steadily. Come back forwards before we all lose our balance. And relax. Well done. Stretch through the hips. So we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. That's probably what you need after that. So coming nice and wide. Actually, we'll just do a couple of goddess squats before we do that. So first of all, bring your toes to their 45 degrees forwards. And then just bending the knees, coming into a squat. So your knees should be tracking over your toes. So if your hips are a bit less flexible, your toes will be a bit further in. Good. So come down nice and low, inhaling. Exhaling. Drawing down strongly. Inhaling. Exhaling. Two more. Inhaling. Press with the feet. Exhaling. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten the knees. Whew. Good. Now turning the toes forward. So they're at 90 degrees. Coming into a forward fold. So take it with flat back first. So send the sitting bones away from you. Just as we're doing our flat back in our sequences. Crown of the head reaching forward. See how long you can make your spine. And then just check so you're not rocking back in your heels. So try and keep the weight over the heels and the toes. And then when you're ready, rest of the body comes down, folding forwards. So keep the legs drawing up. So keep that feeling of pressing the floor away with your feet. And then relaxing the head completely, relaxing the spine completely. Lovely stretch through the spine. So just be conscious of whether one hip's jutted up and the other down, because you might have one side that's tighter than the other, so if you can keep your hips level. And then from there, just coming back up to that flat pose again. Flat back pose, so your fingers might be on the floor or they might be on your thighs, but coming up so you're a flat back. So really sending the hip sitting bones away, sticking your bottom out in other words, and then folding back down again. You might find you come down a bit further. Inhaling, exhaling. So you can rest your hands in line with your feet. Feel the crown of the head drawing towards the mat. And then from there, just press your hands back into the floor, heel toe your feet in. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. So we're going to come down into a squat from there. So bring your feet to the position you need to bring them to come down into a squat. Drawing the hands to prayer. So tailbones heavy. So if you can keep your chest lifted. I know it's difficult. So that your elbows can be pushing against the inner thighs. And feel that release through the lower part of the spine. Inhaling, exhaling. And then hands to the floor. Going to press up into standing again. Heel toe the feet even closer together so the hip width apart. One more forward fold. So your legs might still be bent, that's fine. But you might want this time to catch hold behind the shins, draw the torso in towards the legs. Relax the head completely. Good. And then heeling toe, put hands down, heel toe the feet back out again. and come down onto the mat. However you get there. Plop. Well done. How long have we got? Whew, nearly time. So as you've been doing such a good job with your hamstrings, probably all hating me, we're just going to do one more seated forward fold while we're warm. So we're going to do it so that we bend the feet up and catch hold of the feet. So your feet are parallel hip width apart, catch hold of the feet. And that might be as far as you go. So that might already be a big enough stretch for you. So you can really relax the torso down onto the thighs. But if your hamstrings are feeling a bit warmer, you can either shuffle your bottom back or stretch your feet forward, whichever seems to be easier, so that you're extending the toes a bit more. But I really like this because you feel like you can really get hold of your feet. It doesn't matter where they are, but you can use the feet to draw the spine long. And as I say, if you want to try and straighten the legs a bit more, then do that. Keep breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Head relaxed completely. And then this is the best bit. Uncurling slowly. Coming up into sitting. Hands either side of you on the mat. Just feel that space across the front of the chest. Length through the spine. After this class, it should be relatively easy to sit up straight. We have warmed up the hamstrings a lot. Just enjoy that feeling. Strength through the center of the body. Yeah, good. Then we're just going to bring the knees in, hip width apart, closer to you. Lift the hips, coming up into reverse tabletop. So use the buttocks and the thighs, lifting the hips high. Your head, you can stay looking forward. And then coming back into sitting upright. Good. So we were going to try headstand, but we haven't got time for that without rushing. So we'll leave that for next week, not a full headstand preparation. So we'll just finish off today with shoulder stand, which we haven't done for a long, long time. So if you don't feel comfortable doing shoulder stand, because you haven't done it for a long time, you can come over to the wall and just bring your legs up against the wall. So you're still getting an inversion like that. If you're comfortable doing shoulder stand, you're going to rock the weight up, support the lower back with the hands, tuck the shoulders under you, and you can stay there in half shoulder stand. That's fine, that's a good inversion. Support the lower back, or if you've practiced shoulder stand a bit more, you can tuck the arms even closer together, support the lower back and come more into a vertical shoulder stand. So wherever you are, we're going to try and stay there for about 30 seconds. So inversions are good for bringing the fresh blood supply into the brain and the heart. So wherever you are, the legs are reaching up towards the ceiling. You can either flex the feet or you can press the balls of the feet towards the ceiling or point your toes, whichever feels nice for you. And your upper arms are pressing into the mat. Upper shoulders pressing into the mat. Shouldn't be too much pressure onto the head and the neck. So about 10 more seconds. If you want to come down, if it's getting uncomfortable, then do come down. If not, just a couple more breaths. Good. And then everybody coming down, so you can bend the knees, but whatever you do, support the lower back as you roll the spine back down onto the mat, from the top of the spine all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to stretch ourselves out on the mat for Shavasana. So coming all the way down onto the mat now, bring the feet nice and wide apart to the corner of the mat. Arms coming away from the body, allowing the shoulders to relax. So letting go of all movement, letting go of all effort. Just letting the floor support you. Both legs relaxed and heavy, all the way from the soles of the feet to the points of the hip bones. Both arms relaxed and heavy, from the fingertips all the way up to the shoulders. Soften the belly, soften the vertebrae of the spine. Relax the shoulder blades, the back of the neck. Relax the skin on the face and the scalp. And let your eyes sink back into their sockets as you gaze into the back of your forehead. Let the breath lengthen and deepen. Relaxing the body a bit further with every exhalation. So feel your being centered, resting back in your body. Comfortable, whole. And then take a couple of even deeper breaths now. Really filling the lungs, feeling the ribs expand. Starting to wake the body up. Another deep breath. And exhale. Starting to move the fingers and toes. Giving the body a stretch. And then when you're ready, rolling onto your right side. Pausing there for a moment and then using your hands to press you up to a seated position again. Take your time. So just sitting quietly for a moment. So reflecting on how freeing it can be to not live in the mind the whole time. We are more than our minds, something much more enduring than those thoughts that race through our heads most of the time. So just know that you can come back to that moment of calm and stillness whenever you need to. So bring the hands together. Thank you for practicing today with us. Namaste.